The Bureau's loading time is so long, and you're walking so slowly. I've waited too long, and
I got an achievement. Holy shit. There's a special fucking thingy for logging in 666 days. Just ever so slightly over 2 years. Nice. A mail from Hella. Look at her writing coherent sentences. They grow up too fast. Wow, Chelsea. I guess she's still just a businessman at heart. Gekka. Right, there's only one thing I'm interested in doing. Said one thing is going to take me around 30 minutes,
Not a
but
dangerous mission, is it?
that is what we're doing. Yay.
Oh, are you here to see me, Chief? Feel free to take the time to look at the
I
new supplies,
see
too.
shadows. No. I still don't know the lyrics. Yeah, this event reminds me way too much of Adela. Even the way that she disappears at the end of it. I guess it's just to show us that the boss is available now. I'll do all the broken frontline in one go. Maybe I should buy Garofano and her just so they won't show up over there anymore. Those two are reliable but not necessarily powerful. I don't know how to feel about having them be free units. Chameleon's still the best bang for your buck, I wager.
No commissions tonight, so I'm here for a break.
Even dreams come with a price tag. People are willing to pay astronomical sums to achieve theirs. Those who hesitate are just looking for a better deal.
Alright, let's go. I usually do them together, but like I said, I am quite interested in learning about her backstory, Dove's backstory. I could've sworn they... I guess that's normal. Information on Outland sinners has always been hard to come by. Looks like I'll have to wait for tomorrow's interrogation to learn more about her. Excuse me, Chief. We've just received a visit request for Sinner Dove. Like the previous times, we need your response as soon as possible. The same person? I'll give him credit for being persistent. I hear he's been bragging at dinner parties about having found a new gold mine. Well, at least he knew better than to state his true purpose on the visit request. Disasters and storms are common in White Sands, making regular electronic communication equipment highly vulnerable to damage. High-end devices are only affordable for the wealthy, so most people still rely on the old way to communicate, by mail. Still pretty dangerous, not to mention slow. He wants to exploit the situation by using a sinner's abilities to forge letters and scam people. Should I call that gutsy or just shameless? Just shameless, honestly. I don't know why you'd think that's gutsy. Sinner Dove's condition is stable and her special power is low risk. And considering that her previous offenses didn't result in any serious harm, she's likely to be granted bail or at least permission to leave the Bureau. The man must have noticed this and sees her as a money-making tool. He can manipulate. That's why he wants to establish contact with Dove early, so he can put her to work the moment she's released on bail. If this was truly just one merchant scheme, it would be simple enough. We can just decline the request, but why would a mere merchant happen to know the exact details of a sinner's special power? How convenient that this visit request, which normally requires multiple levels of internal approval, lands on my desk the day before her interrogation. Not to mention how brazenly he's advertising his intentions. You mean to say this city's higher-ups are involved, and the scheme to exploit the sinner's powers for profit isn't just a merchant's random idea? I understand now. I'll handle it appropriately. Would you like me to reschedule Dove's interrogation tomorrow? No need to change it. We'll proceed with the interrogation tomorrow as scheduled. It's been a while, Xie. You look so much more commanding than you did in this year. Way cooler, too. I almost didn't recognize you. 6 wings. Actually, count them 8. She's a fucking archangel. Actually 9? There a 10th one? Is she greater than an archangel? It's been a while, Dove. You don't seem much different. I take it you're adjusting well to life at the Bureau? Well, life in this city has turned out quite different than what I expected. It took some getting used to at first, but everyone's been so warm and kind to me. Thanks to them, I've really settled in. That's good to hear. As it happens, I've just received a routine report from the Drifter camp. It seems like the other folks from Desir are starting to settle in as well. The authorities have provided basic necessities, but they need to be self-sufficient to truly survive. It also helps them break free from the false dreams certain individuals had once woven for them. Drifter camp? I didn't know such a place existed in this city. I'm not sure what it's like there. If you say so, Xie, I can finally put my mind at ease. As they say in the books, each new day brings a fresh start, and everything will get better. I believe that as long as everyone stays grounded, they'll find happiness. I'll be cheering for them here in the Bureau too. Well, I've heard that while some people demanded to return to Desir and wanted their old lifestyle back at first, quite a few have found jobs now. They're truly making a fresh start. Well, fat chance. They're getting back to Desir. That place is gone. Unfortunately. That's wonderful. Everyone is so resilient and brave. As for those who are still reluctant, Xie, could you give them some more time? I believe they're not weak. They're just still processing everything. Even I sometimes think back to my days as a mail carrier in Desir. After all, it was our shared home filled with so many wonderful memories together. Xie, please be more patient with them, will you? Do you miss your days as a mail carrier in Desir? Even though Desir didn't have too many residents, constantly going back and forth delivering mail must have been quite demanding. Looks like being a mail carrier gave you quite a sense of accomplishment. Is that why you can't seem to let it go? Xie, you've got that right. Though if I have to go into more detail, we may get sidetracked. I I find it really odd and rather uncouth that she's not calling us properly. She's just calling our first name rather casually. Shouldn't it be Chief She, eh? Actually, my parents were mail carriers too. Ever since I was little, I watched them work tirelessly, delivering mail for everyone back in our hometown. I was born far from this city in a remote village. Back home, resources were scarce, and everyone was poor. We were constantly plagued by all sorts of disasters. Even basic survival depended on messengers like my parents, who kept communication flowing throughout the community. As for me, being a sickly child, I was mostly confined to our home. Sounds kinda sad, doesn't it? I never felt that way at all. My parents would bring back books and stories from the outside world so I could explore it myself through text, even when I couldn't leave home. They taught me that mail can spread knowledge and communicate human emotions. It carries thoughts and hopes, connecting separated souls, villages, and cities across vast distances. Being a mail carrier is a noble calling. That's why I always dreamed of becoming one just like my parents. Even though delivering mail meant facing countless dangers, even attacks from monsters. I can see being a mail carrier means a great deal to you. Actually, what I wanted to discuss today is related to your work. Someone wants to bail you out and hire you as a mail carrier on the outland routes. You'd be happy to accept the offer, wouldn't you? Really? Can I? Yes, of course, I'd love to accept it. I'll work hard to be a good mail carrier and deliver letters to everyone, just like I did in Desir. This is what I learned from my parents. They passed this noble calling on to me, and I won't let them down. I'm pretty sure her thing about her parents, just like with that lady from Tuco, is not a lie. But it's what's lying behind those truths that she's hiding. You seem so excited. I wonder if it's because you can return to your profession and fulfill your noble calling. Or because you can go back to deceiving more people with forged letters. I knew it. Even if you didn't bring it up at first, you still remember what happened. You still think I'm just a dishonest, bad person. Yeah, we just went straight for it eventually, huh? But back then in Desir, I truly didn't know what else I could do. I just wanted to protect everyone's feelings from the cruel reality. I know what I did might be wrong, but I was just trying to do what my parents taught me. To help everyone live better lives by delivering heartfelt messages. If I have to pay the price for that, then so be it. Dove, the very act of forging letters contradicts your claims about a mail carrier's duty of delivering heartfelt messages. No amount of glorification will change that fact. I think you've told me all this just to win my sympathy and absolve yourself of your crimes. No, that's not it. I'm not lying. I swear I'm not. Just now you described... excuse me? Desir's situation is the cruel reality, which shows you were somewhat aware of the truth behind, or at the very least, you knew its conditions was deteriorating. But you didn't expose the truth to give the others the chance to escape. Nor did you follow Vaterbilu's example of believing in and protecting the solution until the end. You were simply being a bystander who took no active action. Don't you see how that contradicts the image you've been trying to craft for yourself? Someone sincere, kind, and strong? No, you're wrong, Xie. I know you've been prejudiced against me ever since that day, but why must you think of me as such a terrible person? I don't know. Maybe it's because that's all I've seen from you so far. It's not hard when you decide to look at it from my perspective. It's easy to believe your perspective because you're you. But you have to remember, other people only know, what they've seen. And it's easy to know what others have seen of you, especially if they're not spying, I guess. In this year, you voluntarily took up the role of a mail carrier. Just now, you were happy to be able to deliver a mail again. You said it was because that job brings back hope to everyone. You didn't hesitate to violate your code of conduct and deliver fake letters in order to protect the townsfolk's feelings. In other words, you're saying you're willing to do something wrong because it was for their own good. Yes, it pained me to forge those letters too. If I hadn't seen everyone's smiling faces when delivering the mail, I couldn't have kept going. What's wrong with that? No, there's nothing wrong with that, but delivering mail does let you get close to the recipients and see their joy firsthand. For you, that meant watching them continue to believe in you and the beautiful dream you've woven. But for someone as kind as you, when you saw their smiles from the false hope given by you, did you never once think about what would happen when their dreams were finally shattered? Maybe you never considered the consequences, or you did, but chose to ignore them. Either way, that was not the behavior of an honorable messenger who would violate her own principles for the sake of people's trust and happiness. Which means your true motive for creating and delivering these fake letters is questionable. What other motive could I have? What could I possibly gain from this? True, you might not have gained any material benefits from it. But what if your satisfaction was purely psychological? For instance, many compulsive liars simply enjoy the sense of superiority that comes from deceiving others. They revel in watching their victims fall from grace, finding pleasure in their pain and suffering. Makes them laugh with delight. Feel like you're describing someone specific there. Chie, is this really how you see me? Why? I'm simply trying to find a motive that fits your actions. If deceiving people with fake letters wasn't your means to an end, but the end itself, then it explains everything. Your real motive for becoming a mail carrier was simply this: to deceive the townsfolk with fake letters, reinforce their fantasies, and ensure their suffering would be even greater when the town finally collapsed, all while securing a front row seat to watch it unfold, wasn't it? Even an S-class sinner wouldn't have been able to maintain the Zier's facade forever. You knew that all along, didn't you? But knowing it would all come crashing down, you still delayed people's escape, sabotaged others' efforts, and kept them trapped on a sinking ship. Pure altruism alone can't explain your contradictory actions, but one mixed with ill intentions can. Unless you have an even deeper, more compelling reason that might convince me? Yes, you're right. I forged those letters for my own pleasure. I just love watching those pathetic weaklings succumb to my lies. Oh, how very smart you are! Yes, your guess is exactly right. You've got your answer. Are you satisfied now? Should I give you a prize, great chief of the wonderful this city? Satisfaction isn't what concerns me. What I want to know is why you did this. What could you gain from it? Ha! You want to know why I deceived others? Because I was the one who was lied to first. My parents lied to me. They promised they'd come back, but they abandoned me and died delivering mail. All that talk about being needed by everyone, they were both liars. They died for nothing. The villagers were all spineless cowards who only wanted to hear good news. No one even cared if anything was real or fake. They treated my parents' death like some kind of joke. They even kept me in the dark while shamelessly forging letters in my parents' voices, trying to get me to tell them where our money was hidden. They destroyed my trust and trampled on my dream. All I did was write a few fake letters to get back at them. Merciful enough, wasn't I? From what you're saying, all of this happened before you came to Desir. The townsfolk there had nothing to do with it. True, they had nothing to do with it. But they have no one to blame but themselves, for they were as blind as those villagers, failing to see what was right in front of them. This is White Sands we're talking about. How could they possibly get replies so quickly? And the envelopes and paper always looked the same, arriving perfectly intact, yet they still brought it. What does that tell you? It proves that those people in Desir wanted to be fooled. They were the ones clinging to the lies, refusing to wake up. They didn't care if the letters were real. They just wanted to comfort themselves with falsehood. You see, no one cared if the letters were fake. All everyone ever cares about is themselves. It's the same in my hometown, Desir, or anywhere else. So I didn't do anything wrong. What could I possibly have done wrong? So what you said earlier about your devotion to being a mail carrier, is that all just a lie too? It was real once, not anymore. Not foolish enough to be deceived twice. You didn't mean it when you said you were willing to take up the job as a mail carrier on bail on the outland routes. What kind of question is that? Unless I can go back to fooling those gullible idiots with fake letters, I refuse to waste my life like my parents did on such a thankless job. Oh, as it happens, a like-minded merchant has just requested to see you. He wants to use your skills to forge letters and sell them to outlanders for profit. Isn't this exactly what you're looking for? In that case, I'll arrange a meeting for you. I've been perfectly honest with you and this is your answer? Aren't you supposed to be the good guy? The hero chief of this city? I can't tell what exactly you're up to, but if it involves delivering mail... then I would be more than happy to help, Chief. Let's go. That was one heck of a setup. Let's hope the payoff is gonna be good. Chief's a great therapist, isn't she? Oh, this image, amazing.
Ah, Chief of the MBC3, it's a pleasure to meet you. It's been no easy feat to secure an audience with you.
Given the special status of sinners, our visit approval process must be stringent. This is for the protection of both parties involved. I trust you understand.
And this must be Miss Dove.
Hello, sir. I'm Dove. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Young, pretty, and obedient. Perfect. In our line of work, trustworthiness is key, and a young lady like yourself, you'll be quite a valuable asset. Your chief must have already briefed you about why I'm here, yes?
Yes, Chief has already told me. Actually, this is my first time meeting someone like yourself. A big-time trader who works across White Sands and Outlands. Before meeting you, I was worried I might be unqualified. Someone like me who knows nothing other than delivering mail. Could I really be of any help to you?
You sure are humble, Miss Dove. You're quite different from your chief here. You're very pleasant and down to earth. No need to sell yourself short. You might think delivering mail is just a trivial job, but that's because you don't know the inner workings. In today's market, there's quite a profit to be made there.
Really? I'm afraid I don't quite understand. I know so little about business matters.
You'll understand once I explain. I'm confident this business of mine will interest you as long as you don't have other reservations.
My duties require me to be present throughout your meeting. But within reasonable bounds, I will respect Dove's personal choices.
Well, it'll be fantastic if you could keep your word, Chief.
Chief Xie is very kind, and we sinners all trust her. If I have to make any decisions, I should certainly consider her opinion.
Consider her opinion? I'm afraid your chief knows nothing about the business. Let me tell you something. You don't realize how much sway the city holds in Outlands and White Sands unless you're a businessman.
I've read in books that this city has brought hope for humanity's survival. That's why many peoples in Outlands look up to its prosperity.
Oh, they don't just look up to it. Those country bumpkins from Outlands would risk their lives just to sneak into the city. But those backwaters are dirt poor and isolated. Some of those so-called cities can't even match up to a satellite town of this city. Things like personal devices, internet, and they've got none of those. They still rely on people running around on foot to deliver messages. The so-called mail carriers belong in a history textbook if you ask me. If they want to know what's happening in the outside world, they can only rely on merchant caravans like ours. Sometimes we do have delivered mail on the side, but who'd want to waste time tracking people down and delivering these trivial messages? It's not worth the cost even for those expensive handicrafts. That being said,
If I could use my ability to forge reply letters, we could easily trick them into supplying us with these handicrafts and make a fortune.
You're quite sharp. It's always a joy to talk to someone with business acumen. So you get it now, right? If you work for me, all you need to do is write a few letters. No need to wear yourself out delivering mail. I've seen plenty of fools risk their lives on their mail routes through White Sands. Some of them never made it back alive. I'm known for taking good care of my staff, and I won't let you do anything that stupid.
After all, one doesn't meet with your insight and vision every day, sir. All it takes is forging a few letters. It's a quick way to save costs and avert risks. If someone else had thought of such a brilliant method, they would have made a fortune off the Outlanders by now.
That's not all. Don't forget about all those village chiefs and outlands. These leaders also have to spend money on our good news just to keep their ignorant masses happy. Letters may be old-fashioned, but they have their uses. They're tangible proof, and word spreads quickly through a village. Sign one off with someone's relative's name, and you've got the whole village fooled.
I see, you're really well versed in this subject. I totally overlooked that. Since letters are so valuable, shouldn't we charge down payments from those outlanders? And after they pay us, we'll promise to deliver letters regularly. That way we can easily cut and run whenever we want. I mean, even if we don't, who knows how long those outland villages will even last.
Exactly. It's almost like these outlanders are delusional. Here there are some ones who low lives who might not even live long, yet they dare to dream about living in the city. You're chasing their ridiculous, the city dream. Do they really think they deserve it? The city dream belongs to us, the people of this city. Only businessmen like us who profit off outlands deserve to be real idealists. And those outlanders should be grateful we even let them be this city's cash machine.
You're absolutely right, sir.
Miss Dove, you're smart enough to know how to play the game. I can tell we're going to have a wonderful partnership. Tell you what, I've been wanting to get into this business for a while now. I've tried working with some local messengers before, but they were all too rigid and frankly just dumb. No wonder outlanders are that poor.
Did they all decline your offer?
You bet they did. Every single one of them spouted nonsense about their duty and code of conduct and all that. Like, writing a few fake letters would kill them. A messenger's professionalism. Can you eat that? Does it pay? I met this idiot in White Sands once. Now that was memorable. After this messenger's body was already buried in the sand and he was still grabbing at me. What did he say again? Oh! He was telling me not to worry about him. He was dying anyway, just take the letters and deliver them. What else? Oh, right. He said the whole village was waiting for this letter that could save lives.
So, did you end up delivering that poor soul's letter, sir?
Like I would! I just walked away. He kept calling out and begging until I couldn't hear him anymore. It was so stupid it made me laugh. The whole village wasn't worth half of the deal I just made. A month later, when I passed by again, there wasn't a single living person left in that town. You know, I kinda regret just walking away like that. I should have looted whatever valuables were left.
Dare you? How dare you?
Ah!
How dare you look down on that messenger? How dare you call him stupid? Do you really think everyone is as greedy, shameless, vicious, and cold-blooded as you? People, scum like you shouldn't even be allowed to exist in this world! Dove, stop! You can't lose control again! Let go of me! You money-grubbing scum! You're nothing but a parasite feeding off people's hard-earned savings! How dare you look down on that messenger who sacrificed his life for his duty? How dare you open your filthy mouth to judge all the messengers who deliver hope to everyone?
Stay back! Don't come near me! Guards! Guards!
Drop the act. You're nothing but a cowardly, greedy cockroach, obsessed with forgery. You make me sick, just looking at you. Messengers are people who deliver emotions and connect souls. Any one of them is 100 times more noble than you. Calling yourself an idealist, don't you dare sully that word.
Well. So this is how the beer hall manages its sinners. Oh, what were you thinking, letting this sable monster meet with me?
You were the one who insisted, you idiot. I deeply regret this incident. As chief, I take full responsibility, and according to the Bureau's regulations, Sinner Dove will be placed under confinement.
Confinement? She just attempted to murder, and you're only locking her in a cell? First you failed to protect your business partner's life, and now you're covering for the culprit?
No, you're going to jail. Allow me to correct you, sir. You've misunderstood something. Dove will be disciplined for acting without permission. It has nothing to do with whether or not you were her target. Furthermore, I never promised you any business cooperation. The Bureau has no interest in dealing with a businessman who discriminates against outlanders and runs illegal operations like yourself. Nightingale, please escort the gentleman out.
Hey, don't forget who sent me here. Don't get too big-headed just because you were chief. You should know your place.
Sir, visit time is over. Please come with me. I'll show you the way out of the Bureau. Wow, it was all settled in one meeting. I thought you said idealism was dead and pointless. Deceiving others and forged methods to feed your vanity and sense of superiority. Isn't this the way of life you've chosen? If that's the case, why did you get so worked up? Where did this rage come from? You know that for a sinner, negative emotions are both a source of power and the poison that corrupts the body and soul, don't you? It's okay if you don't have the answers now. After all, I guess you're not sure either. Perhaps some alone time will give you a chance to think these questions through. Wait! I offended the guest and caused such a mess. Is this really it? Just confinement? According to the regulations, this is sufficient punishment for a single instance of rash behavior. Sticking to the rules is my duty as chief. Regulations? Duty? You talk about those things, but do you think that bastard will care about any of that? Aren't you afraid he'll... I will act according to my principles. As for whether others follow them or not, that's beyond my control and won't affect my decisions. Oh, don't sigh like that. I read that it may drive good luck away. If something's bothering you, I'm all ears. Don't worry, it'll be our little secret. You can't tell that sinner you admire her because you're staff. Why not try writing a letter? You don't have to put your name in it. If your feelings are sincere, it'll surely move her. Would you like me to deliver your letter? It's no trouble at all. No, thank you for trusting me. Just wait here. I'll make sure to bring back a reply. I'm guessing the sinner in question here is Zoya. I'm betting she has a lot of fanboys. I see the appeal from an outsider's perspective, but I'm not an outsider. Girl tried to fucking kill me, after all. Just another boring letter. I suppose it's better than nothing. How should I respond to this admiration in the idol's voice? Jeez, she's writing on ink? Just how old-fashioned can we get? I mean, there are fountain pens, I guess. Writing with those is hard. People love them because they're fancy. Not because they're practical. I won't judge, but I don't see the appeal personally. Not that I'm a practically minded person 100% of the time, but it's simply a matter of preference at that point and nothing else, alright? I'm not some vain, glorious fool. Yeah, why? Why don't you tell me? Why should I know? Really? You'll do that? Thank you! Thank you so much! I had no idea being a milk carrier was such a noble profession. You've really helped me out of a tough spot. Oh, no, it wasn't a fanboy, it was a fangirl. Oops. Silly me. Bitches be gay for real, for real. Good for them, good for them. I don't think this job exists in this city anymore. Isn't it some kind of ancient occupation? Oh, sorry, I must sound really ignorant. Yeah, you are, holy shit. I'll make sure to learn more about it. A noble profession. Could this be an answer? Right. How will I even send this letter? Find the mail carrier? But I am the mail carrier. Nowhere to send it. No chance of ever getting a reply. Should I end up using my special power on myself? Forging replies to fuel my own delusions? Duh. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm just doing my routine patrol and happened to see you heading out. Got something to attend to? Nothing! Don't worry, I won't open any letters without permission unless they're going out of the bureau. There's no need to hide it from me. Of course you don't need to read the letters, Chief. Not when you have those almighty shackles. What secrets can we sinners possibly keep when you can just use them on us? You already know what I'm trying to do, don't you? So why even bother asking? Because I think that once you've sorted everything out, you'll need someone to confide in. Someone you can be completely honest and open with. I'd say I'm a pretty good candidate for that role, don't you think? After all, I've been waiting for your answer for quite some time now. Come in. Wait, what? The image seems to imply that the rooms of the sinners are prison cells, but it's just a normal room. She can invite people inside. She can open it. The lock is inside, not outside. Amazing. It's all because of your strange questions. These past few days, I haven't been able to sleep or read properly anymore. Chief. No, Chie. I want to tell you I'm angry because I can't forgive those people who look down on messengers. But deep down, I know the last person I can forgive is myself. My parents were gone. My mail carrier dream shattered. I discovered that everything I used to believe in, the letters, the books, even the words themselves, are nothing but elaborate lies. I watched as my world crumbled into a pile of unrecognizable mess. I couldn't piece back together. What did I do as I watched it all happen? Nothing. I was so afraid of getting hurt again that I couldn't even look at the fragments, much less try to piece them back together. All that pessimism and detachment were just concealment for my own weakness. Looking at it now, I'm no different from those who willingly believe my lies, reluctant to face reality. Even if I understand my mistakes now, even if I want to atone for them, what then? I've already lost everything. I don't even have anyone else left to write to. For someone like me who's lost hope and faith in everything, if I can't even rely on lies, what meaning could the future possibly hold? I can't say I fully understand what you're going through, but have you ever thought perhaps you could write to me? You? Yes, but not just me. The Bureau will make a fair judgment about your past crimes, and until you complete your necessary rehabilitation, we'll be here to support you every step of the way. We'll help you break free from the mire of your past, help you find more people to write to, and let you see for yourself all the things you're still worth believing in. Dove, you're no longer that housebound child whose understanding of the world came only from the words others brought back to you. You've seen more now. You know better that what's worth believing in. Rising anew from ruins, sprouting from scorched earth, gaining formidable strength from pain and suffering. This is what it means to be a sinner. Dove, you can do this, because you've already won once before. Can I really? Delivering emotions, connecting hearts? I've strayed from my dream for so long. I'm afraid I won't be able to stay the course. It's normal to be afraid, have doubts, feel uncertain. Even the most committed idealists can't be sure whether they're on the right path from the start, or not. It's no big deal to get lost from time to time, because Dove, I've never seen anyone more devoted to the mail carrier profession than you. I know you can find your way back. Mostly because you're the only one we know, but ignore that part, okay? That's irrelevant. Don't be ridiculous! How many mail carriers can you have met? Besides, I've been on the wrong path for so long. Okay. It's alright. We've got plenty of time. There's no need to rush. He'll be right beside you as you find your way back to the beginning. Just like when you first learned to read and write, when you first learned to believe in the power of words. Chie. This letter's for you. I know you're busy and might not have time to write back, but I'll keep waiting. I promise I won't keep you waiting for too long. Oh, right. I've got some good news for you. Good news? Remember that merchant whom you met with? I heard that after he was escorted out of the bureau, he couldn't keep his mouth shut. Kept spewing insults about outlanders. That was agad. Hello?
Jane,
Wah,
Jane,
ano pa?
tingnan mo nga kung yung pintuan mo sa baba.
It should be. Focus by now. Nakalak po.
Ala, sige, okay. Hindi ka ba natutulog?
Yeah.
Sige, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Nothing important. Somehow he ended up in the immigrant district and got jumped by some guys. They gave him quite the beating. Somehow. Yeah, somehow. You know, these things just happen sometimes. Alright, dear Chief, who clearly has nothing to do with that. I'd love it if you could include a story about some crooked merchant and the hero who punished him in your letter. In exchange, I can tell you a story about a frail girl's journey through White Sands. Deal. Says I'm only missing one, but technically if we count the part 6 JoJo sinners, there should be 4 more that I'll never gain access to. What's there to say? It's good, but I hate to say it was also unironically kinda boring. It took perfect advantage of its medium of being a visual novel, written, book, novel, style thing. But like compared to the other interrogations and stories we've seen so far, just from other interrogations alone, it was fairly boring and bland in how it was presented. The presentation itself is boring, but like I said, it's good because the message and the story itself is good. It was just constant yapping, you know? Compare that to, like, I don't know, Sean or Golan's interrogation. I don't remember much about it, but Golan's thingy has us walking around all of this city, going through shit. After we learn more about Golan, things are moving. I mean, it is fitting, I'll give it that, but I feel like they could have presented it better than just the interrogation room, a meeting. Phase 3 is it is my favorite. It is still just but it is phase 3 is the most satisfactory final phase on an interrogation for me. I like that it takes place almost entirely in Dove's perspective, which shows us her journey, her growth firsthand, which I think is really, really satisfying after what happened in Phase 2 and Phase 1. It certainly still blew my expectations as usual. I thought this would be about us trying to teach Dove that being a mail carrier is supposed to be honest, but it turns out she always believed that and she just needed to find that spark again, which is definitely a cool subversion of expectations if your expectations were exactly like mine. I guess. What else was I going to say? I still have quite a lot more to say. There you are.
It wasn't until I came here that I realized how many people find sending letters too slow.
Yeah.
True, it's not as instant as clicking send on a message, but I view the time it takes to pen a letter as a source of special warmth. The warmth of ink and paper, of palms and hearts.
Yeah, Dove's entire character and her inspiration. Why a mail carrier? I like Dove's character design overall, actually. I may as well turn this into a character study as well, because I'm gonna end up liking her in-game mechanics, and it turns out I'm quite a fan of her character as a whole, just in general, as it turns out. Mail carriers are very old-fashioned. I guess in a sense she reminds me of Levin, where the main inspiration behind her is about old and dying art forms. In which case, for Levin's case, it was radio. And for Dove, it's mail, which is even older and even more absurd. But I like how they made it make sense in the world. Or perhaps, and you could even intuit that this really should have always been how it was. It's just, yeah, silly us. We spent so much time in this city. We knew about
CC Chief and a little heart sticker. Done. I wonder when you wake up, will you guess that this love letter was actually written by your friendly neighborhood mail carrier?
Fuck, you made me lose my train of thought there, Dove. Damn you. Yeah, the whole Outlands is so interesting. And, the fact that we don't spend enough time in it is absurd missed opportunity in my eyes. But the fact that we are getting more of it now is really nice. We've only ever seen White Sands as a desert that has Stargazer, a mid-ass, boring-ass S-rank sinner that no one cares about. But yeah, technology there is weak, of course they'd still be sending mail. And like the whole message about her interrogation is trying to tell about being kind to your messengers. Man, isn't that a nice message to send to people right now? It doesn't seem like it makes sense, but if you know anyone who works in retail or works as a fucking whatchamacallit, one of those call center people.
I wonder when you wake up, will you guess that this love letter was actually written by your friendly neighborhood mail carrier?
People need to learn to show empathy and where to properly vent out their angers, man. But between Dove and Batur Blue, I mean, it could change when the interrogation for Batur finally comes out. But I really didn't like the twist of Batur turning out to be a good guy. She was spent being built up the entire event as some sort of criminal mastermind. That when it turns out she actually wasn't a criminal mastermind, supposedly, it didn't feel satisfying. It felt more so that we were robbed of an epic climactic fight against her that we should have had. I'm not sure if everyone will agree with me there, but I could just be biased. Like I said, I much enjoy it when our sinners are villains that we have to detain and all that jazz, that we have to set on the right path. Like, isn't the Bureau such an idealistic fantasy for what a prison should be? Like, it's actually focused on trying to make its sinners be better people, you know?
Yes, mail delivery
They
hard
can't
work
say that with the American prison
It's
system,
not
that's
too
for
bad,
sure.
really. The Bureau is small, and the town is just a tad bigger than the village I used to live in. Plus, I have my bike, and everyone here helps and believes in me.
Wait, what? How big is the Bureau? Holy shit, you can ride your bike in the Bureau? Hell yeah! If I were a sinner, I wouldn't mind being held captive here. Like, screw the bail system. This place seems awesome, as long as the ventilation is tolerable.
You know, mail carriers aren't always the harbingers of joy, like the books make us out to be. I also deliver obituaries, rejection letters, and overdue bills. But, as one book rightly says, even when life is shattered, it always tries to piece itself back together.
Is that a quote from a real book? Regardless, it's pretty nice. Aptly. Since I'm watching some fucking reviews of the Persona series right now, I have to say, Path Nowhere actually reminds me a lot of Persona now. The two have a lot of similarities in terms of the stories they're trying to sell, and tell, you know? Food for thought. Anyway, I need to go.